welcome back. Thanks for joining me. In this video, I want to talk about priming your mind. And this is an important part of reviewing research. The goal of reviewing research is not just to get it in, get it out, and pass the class, at least not at the higher levels. It's really about getting it in a way that you can recall the information, you can engage conversationally at a high level and be able to remember the information that you've learned or read from these various research articles. And when you're in that graduate and postgraduate study, able to effectively defend the material that's contained within your thesis or within your doctoral dissertation. Having this information in your head doesn't happen with a single breeze through a research article. You actually have to kind of dive in. In this presentation and in the next few videos of this playlist, I kind of make fun of the whole skydiving approach because it actually makes sense and it works, as I hope that you will see as we move on through the rest of this video. For now, I'm going to take you to my screen just so that you can see what I am talking about. If you want to follow along with me with the actual research document that I use for this part of the video series, you can visit my website, scroll down to the bottom of the home page, click on that little purple word that says Zettelkasten, and you can, for a nominal fee, purchase my step-by-step written guide on how to do this type of research, which comes not only with the table of academic disciplines, or the TOAD, but it also includes each of the different research documents highlighted in various colors to help guide you through all five stages of review that we're going to do with this research article. With that, let's get over to the desktop and get started. Okay, so we're going to prime our mind. What does that mean? In a nutshell, it means that there's several things that we need to do. The first is a very high-level overview. In this overview, we're going to look at reference information so that we can create the references on our bibliography card, and we're going to write out in our own words a description of what that research article is about by looking at the abstract and the conclusions or findings at the bottom of the report. We're also going to take a look at what information, if any, is available about the authors or contributors to the report to determine if there's anything about bias that we need to be aware of. In our next videos, we're going to go skydiving, so to speak. We're going to look at the whole landscape of the paper. We're going to review again, page by page, paragraph by paragraph, and we're going to determine the objectives. What are the things that come out to us from an organizational or architectural perspective? So we're going to look at things like headings and subheadings and things that just catch our attention. Then we're going to zoom in for a closer look. This is our third review of the research paper, and in this review we're going to identify the key takeaways. What are the things that we really want to zone in on and get a much closer look at? However, before we can get in too close, we need to make sure that we use the value matrix and the type matrix to make sure that we are transitioning our key takeaways into something that is valuable, exciting, a reference, or in some way usable for our ultimate objective. Finally, we'll start creating those cards that go along with that key takeaway that we have identified. Now, a lot of the key takeaways I'm not going to go through one by one individually because I've already gone through those at a very high level with you in the earlier playlist on using the Zettelkasten system. So feel free to go back to that playlist if you want to and look at the episode that discusses box 4, the Zettelkasten box, and you can understand a little bit more about those cards. I also have used the Zhang research that we're going to use to create the cards for the bibliography, and so everything that you're going to see is also available there in additional detail if you want to follow the same Zettelkasten system that I've used. Otherwise, you can just highlight right along with me on these research papers and understand then the different pieces that I look at when I'm getting ready to write a paper. And yes, I just want to reiterate for those of you that are counting, are we really going to go through this research paper 5 times? Yes. This is how you prime your mind. This is how you get information to transfer from short-term memory to long-term memory. For some people, they're kinetic learners. They need to touch and interact and work with the information in order to learn it. Others need to hear it, read it out loud, take their notes, be tactile. I try to incorporate everything I possibly can by using the, going digital to go analog process of Zettel-Keston to get this information in my head as concretely as possible for future reference.